the best experience that I had was going to a Raider game and tailgating and chilling in the black hole. Because fuck me.
Cholo hell.
Cholo purgatory, bro. Cholo purgatory. That shit's wild. They know how to party.
2-strike hell.
Literally. But it's fucking fun, man.
I love it, man.
That was actually the first football game I've ever been to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing is, that's why there's so many Mexican Raider fans, because you happen to be in California, either if you were from the Bay or from Los Angeles. I mean, 50% of us are Latinos already as it is, and that's your hometown team.
Yeah.
You're going to represent. I think we found out that this sport is awesome.
Well, okay, that's interesting. So what?
First, let's take a shot.
So, yeah, let's fucking get
Salud. Salud a toda la gente allí de todo México. Puro para arriba. Vámonos.
Yes, sire.
All right, that was beautiful.
Oral A. All right, so what do you think turned Mexicans onto football in the first place?
I think it's always, before you had idols like on TV or Instagram or people you followed, you looked up to your like uncle or your cousin or someone.
Like just some older family member.
Or like a friend of a friend's or some shit, you know what I mean? Like someone that you wanted to you looked up and you're like, damn, that fucker's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you had that in your life, so you kind of like, you see that and you're like, oh, I want to be like that dude. And then you see them with the Raider hats, you see them with the fresh gear, the Kings hats, and you're like, damn, that shit looks dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
then you get older and you start watching the games with them, and then you start getting into it. You start learning the players. You start doing fantasy football.
But that's how you become a fan in general, right? Like, okay, so growing up, I had X amount of selections of football teams that I could be fans of because there wasn't an LA team at that time. Right? We didn't have 3 options, basically, or 2 options.
Yeah, like the Anaheim Rams or something. Was it another Rams? The Rams left, huh?
No, you got the Rams. We have the Rams still.
No, but you had the Rams back.
Oh, we had the Rams back in... No, the Rams had left.
They went to St. Louis.
So the most recent teams were the Rams, the Chargers, the Raiders, and that's it.
Right.
And then otherwise, you could be a Niners fan.
Yeah.
So most of my family were Niners fans.
Yeah, I have a friend that's a Niner fan, actually.
It's just like...
It's the worst. I have a couple of Niner fan friends. I was like...
Red and gold just doesn't look good on me, bro.
I don't know, man. I'm a Raider fan since I saw Bo Jackson. I was like, yo, when I saw Bo Jackson, and he was like a superhero growing up for me. He was a, I grew up in that era where there was a cartoon with him and Gretzky and Jordan. I think it was called like the All Stars or something like that. And it had Bo Jackson, and it was fucking dope. It was one of the dopest shows.
Wait, so was anyone in your family a Raider fan before you were, who you looked up to, or did you just become a fan?
I just became a fan.
Did you play a lot?
I played football, and I played a little with Pop Warner or whatever. And then I played in high school. Okay.
So you played. So you had the background, you played, you became a fan. So I part of me thinks that...
I didn't tell you the whole story. I played for 2 years, and then I couldn't play my third and my junior and senior year because of my academics. Obviously,
stay in school.
I never learned how to read.
He doesn't even know how to read, and he's gotten this far.
It's true, man. Read a book, man. Pick up a book. My son's amazing, though. He's smart. He's way smarter than I am.
Maybe it skips a generation.
I think it does, bro. Like, I'm so grateful, man. I'm like.
Fuck, man. Maybe you're just raising your kid the right way, bro.
Yeah, I actually sit down with him. Like,
do you raise him to be is he a big football fan?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I try. He likes it. I mean,
that means he's not.
I mean, he likes so much. He's just you can't contain this boy, man. He loves so many different things.
Yeah,
he's very artistic. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just be like, oh, this, and he's never. He's just like his dad. He doesn't focus on just one thing.
Yep.
He's all over the place. He likes video games. He likes baseball. He likes Star Wars. He likes, Legos.
Yep.
But he's just a big, beautiful heart walking.
I always wondered if Mexicans loved football because it's an all-American sport. And when you first come here, or at least generations, right? Or the generation before me or whatever generations prior, it was an American thing to do. And if you're trying to come to a new country and to not necessarily assimilate, because I think assimilate has a negative connotation, but to become part of the culture, that's the way that you do it. Other than baseball, right?
What as a first generation Mexican, like my parents, they were probably more into baseball and soccer. It definitely is more of an American, like second generation, third generation, that you really start getting into football. But now it's a little bit different because Mexico has football now. Like, so there's people that like football, but for the real paisas like me, you have to like explore it, because usually soccer is like number one, baseball is number two.
Baseball, yeah.
Yeah.
And then basketball. For some reason, I think that became kind of the order.
But growing up in Los Angeles in the 80s and the 90s and shit, in 1982, like they leave fucking Oakland, they come to LA, and like the birth of fucking pop locking and people and styles and shit, and you saw these fucking colors and the fact that they're black and white and gray, and it's just hard, dude. It's just like a Star Wars and shit, you know what I mean?
Well, what else you saw? You saw it like in like NWA?
NWA, like fucking, all that shit. It's beautiful. Like you just see that, you saw that, you're like, damn, that shit's tight, dude. Those guys are like stormtroopers.
And then Cholos straight up appropriated the Raiders.
Well, I mean, nah. I mean, they're
There's
right in the mix.
now there's the San Gabriel Valley Raiders.
It's in the mix, bro. Like, it's all the people that grew up together, that created that style, that grew into the suburbs, and you're like, yeah, it was a culture. I think Snoop Dogg did like a documentary or narrated a documentary about
That's
that.
a fact.
About how NWA and the Raiders created like a brand,
What? Oh, you mean they were like, it was those two things together.
That created a cultural phenomenon, which was the Raiders in that epic, It's pretty interesting. I
mean, is that why Mexicans love the Raiders?
Hell yeah.
So you get a Mexican and you got two choices, let's say. You could be a Niners fan and you could be a Raiders fan. Why is it that you overwhelmingly see more Latinos, Latinas, Mexicans, whatever you identify as, go with the Raiders?
I don't think it is that. I think we're just a product of your environment. Wherever that fan base is there, they're going to be there, because I see a lot of Latino Ram fans. I see a lot of Latino Charger fans. I see a lot of Latino Cowboy fans. I just think, it just depends, the era and the time you were around. If you go to a Raider game right now, you're gonna see a bunch of pirates and old people just like fucking holding it together, because we haven't been good for that long, So we need I think that's the main reason.
I mean, come on, the Beast, bro.
Yeah, I mean, see, we haven't won anything, bro. We haven't gotten deep in the playoffs. So until we become champions and we become like in the winning side of football again, then you'll have that new generation of new Raider fans. And right now it's just, old people like me, 40, and, nobody looks at the Raiders right now and says, man, I'm a Raider fan, unless you're affiliated with some
gang, San Gabriel Valley Raiders. I'm telling you,
not even affiliated. Not with a gang. I'm just saying, like affiliated with some kind of family member that loves it, And then
I don't know, bro.
You kind of like rubbed off on you. You know what I mean?